Good day, distinguished audience. It's been a long time since I held this mic, and honestly speaking, it's the final day of the nomination event. And I would like to have a chit chat before I commence my journey today. First thing first, I would like to say that this book, A Simple Life, was actually nominated as an inspirational book with other amazing authors. And it's been a very interesting ride. It started last month, in the month of August. So it's been probably a month that this nomination has been ongoing. Now, I'm here to talk about my experience being a nominee of my book, A Simple Life by Pere Bimpe Miracle, as a inspirational book. I'm positive in winning and I look forward to being awarded for it because it was a well deserved challenging experience. If someone would tell me that the literal guide book writing competition award event would be an insight to me diving deep in realizing that your greatest fans are not those that are closer to you. Your greatest fans are those who are strangers, those you do not know, but they hear of you, they see your work, they approve it, and they support you. Your greatest supporters or your greatest fans are also those who are close to you. They believe in you, they support you, they share everything about you to other people. When I started this nomination event, the first thing I got was a message on my group, the Digital Bimpe Coach WhatsApp group, where I talk about coaching and other services I render in the digital space. And then when they sent me the message, I was so happy and I was so excited. At first, I was going through ups and downs, and I just saw that as a means of encouragement because as a business owner, we go through a lot of things in our life. So basically, I would say that going through that experience of being a nominee, I started my journey of reposting the link and sharing. Along the line, I shared it to church groups. I got disappointed because someone called me out on the group directly, two people. The first was a message, and she said that it's a spiritual group, and because it's a spiritual group, I am not supposed to share a message that's not related to that. And I see a lot of um messages that they drop. They celebrate birthdays, they celebrate marriage, they celebrate naming ceremony, they ask for donations from members and other things. And I look at my book and I knew that if you read every part of the book, you will understand that it was the same church who featured in it. And it made me realize that people should never judge the book by its cover. Take your time to understand what is inside the book before you make some necessary irrelevant assumptions or irrelevant conclusions. So instead of me replying her, the wisest thing I ever did was to block and delete her number, as well as her TikTok that she's always monitoring and following me. She was blocked as well, and I'm very sure she can never ever view my profile anymore. Because you need to understand that the people who are supposed to be on your side should be supportive of everything you do. You don't come to people's social media to monitor their affairs and you have no business in supporting their brand. I want to say a big shout out to the sister in that group, the sisters group, who took her time to nominate me. She's an amazing mother, a phenomenal individual. Because I'm not even that close to her, but the fact that she took that opportunity to click on the comment section and do the right thing, thank you so much, ma. So moving on, the second experience was that I posted in another group, which was the young single adult group, and it got a backlash. I know I have people who are not my friends. I know I have people who are not close to me. And I also know I have people who might be intimidated by what I'm doing, but I don't care. You shouldn't be intimidated by the achievement people have done in creating a phenomenal book, in impacting life. Rather, you should learn from them and try to know what was the story behind it, what were the challenges they faced, what were the obstacles that they went through. And the funny part is, the person is actually an author, you know. And being an author, I was actually expecting that it would be somebody who is very reasonable and very sound intellectually, and you understand how important it is to me, and you understand that in the book the church featured in it. But thank God there were good people in the single adult group that actually nominated me, and I'm very grateful to them. Thank you for nominating my book. Some people gave their reasons why they could not nominate me. That could be maybe they don't just like me, or they just want to nominate me. And the funny part is, I'm going to arrive with a physical one on one clicking on my book for nomination. But before then, the same guy who I said is almost like an author, but he's not yet an author. He's still in the journey of it, actually. Let me off this recording. Yeah, so like I said, is actually in the process or in the journey of becoming an author. So he writes, but he hasn't published any work. So I don't think he can understand, or he can put himself in my shoe for someone who has written a book in the past 4 years, researching and doing everything to arrive at this book. You can never understand. You don't know how it feels. You're not in my shoe. So basically, back to what I was saying. So this guy had two groups he was in, and I was in the group. The second one was the multi-state group, and the first one was the my own state group. So I knew he knew that there were people that didn't like me, so he took advantage of that opportunity by trying to provoke me. And the only response I ever said to him was, "You're a terrible person, and I could tell you have no manner of attitude. You have no empathy in you. You have no. I could tell you're intimidated. I could tell you've sent me a DM 101 to ask me to patronize you. Is it because I didn't patronize you? You want to use that as a means to hate me on my work, hate me on the fact that people are nominating me? Is it because nobody is patronizing what you're doing? You want to use that as a blame or as an accusation to say that I'm spamming the group? Are you not on the WhatsApp group where it's a multi-state group and over 2,000 messages are being um posted every day, and you have never for once tagged anyone? So then I now realize that you encounter people in your life where all they just want to do is hate on you for no reasons. Not because you are not enough, not because you're not good at what you do, but just because they are insecure about their own flaws and they are not ready to see their flaws to work and improve on it. So I left the group. And by the time I left the group, there was someone who was giving a speech or an advice. And when I read it, I just knew that the person was just being sentimental. Because when you read the aspect of what he wrote, you would definitely understand that he was not reading he was not reading the whole conversation and comprehending it as an intellectual person. He was just trying to say his own point of view and just trying to pick out his own favorite people and backlash those that are not his favorite people. I get it. We may not be that very close and you may not know me to some certain points, but you shouldn't make a judgment that you know is not going to be reasonable. So I left, and by the time I left, somebody was trying to defend me, because in that group, I've never seen someone that have defended me to that point. And the funny part was that when he did that, I was very shocked, because I had people who I was way closer to, people who, in the journey of creating this book, one of them even patronized me. And I was very shocked that it was coming from somebody that we already had some conversations that weren't good enough, and we resolved it in a very peaceful manner. And when I got a message from him that it went to that guy author's DM, about to be author's DM, telling him that his actions were very wrong, and people could see that I was just trying to get nominations, and you should at least support, and you are old enough to settle down, married, and instead of trying to do all these irrelevant things that are not making sense. And before you know it, just because of his actions of trying to talk to someone, he got backlash. And because of that, if you remember, I posted about on summit. He was unable to attend the summit because, according to the state, they told him that he has not been behaving himself properly. Unfortunately, the people who were not behaving themselves properly were the one that shouldn't have gone, because they disappointed the state, they disappointed their people, And that's another talk for another day. But I'm just basically talking about my nomination and my book. So he was asked not to come for the Ibadan summit. And I wish he did. I wish they didn't judge him because of just a little thing he did. And the person was trying to do victim blaming by going on the group chat reporting that, oh, this person said this so thing. And I'm like, if you really want to judge this thing critically, you said he left. He left with only one WhatsApp number. He has about 2 to 3 WhatsApp number on that group. Why did he leave with all? If truly he's trying to act like a victim. But his guilty conscience is, there's a quote that says, "Not be the first person to report a matter. They will matter." So I'm actually very glad that even despite that guy didn't attend the summit, they could at least know that that guy is a good guy. He's a guy who stands for truth, who is not going to sit back and allow somebody try something that is not making sense and try to talk sense out of them. So moving on, I decided that okay, even if I left the group, because there's one thing about me, I'm a very determined human being. I am the type of person who I don't give up easily. So if you feel that one or two things you do should be the reason why you give up, honey, you just starting because I'm not gonna give up. It's a big challenge for me. It's gonna be an exciting journey. So I knew that what we are gonna see at the summit. So I take an advantage of the fact that even though I am not in that group, I am going to see you one on one, and you are going to tell me one on one if you're going to nominate me or don't nominate me. So when I did that, I realized that many people nominated me because they were able to see the person who was behind the nomination link and who was the author behind the book that they are nominated. And then some of them showing some attitude, showing some level of disinterest. I could know that, oh, these persons are not my biggest fans. They are just pretending to be my biggest fans. And it's fine, it's fine. You watch what I do on social media. It's good. At least continue to watch. Because one day, you would realize that one day you are going to need people to nominate you, and you would also experience the same thing of the struggle I went through. So meeting them one on one and seeing them show interest, show support was a very good experience. And then going to the Ibadan Summit and meeting all those people as well that I posted on multi-state group, some of them who couldn't see the link because the messages were too long, and them also nominating me. And some were just like, I'm not interested. Giving some attitude, and I get it. But the fact that you were giving an attitude doesn't mean it's going to stop me from doing what? Nomination of my book. I wrote this book for 4 years, so it deserves to be recognized. And I think my experience of doing that made me realize how much I am very optimistic about what I do. And it made me sell myself to people, let them know what I'm into. And I'm grateful for the one-on-one physical verbal communication I've had with people. I'm also grateful for the disappointment, for the backlash, for the betrayers. I'm very, very honored for that, because in all of that, it made me realize how kind and how of a beautiful soul that I am. And it made me realize that I'm a bond. It made me realize I'm a significant. I want to say embodiment, yeah, which is correct. It's significant of my book, A Simple Life. A lady who loves to be happy, a lady who has the forgiving spirit, a lady who has the love despite whatever people do. So I think wrapping up the nomination stuff, I also decided that okay, I'm gonna go back to church, send the nomination link to some people as well, let them vote me one on one. And I realized some people were like, okay, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna take my time digest to. I said, okay, no problem, no long story. You're gonna do it or don't do it, it's fine. I'm still gonna move ahead and still find more people. And some people were like, oh, comment me. And I did that and I didn't get the result. And that was somebody who was way closer than me. But the amazing parts that I really want to share about this nomination link was that there was a sister that I literally helped when she lost her phone. And I remembered telling her one on one about my nomination, and she did nominate me. But there was one significant thing that that sister did. She sent the link to people, and I was very overwhelmed hearing that. The person told me that I know a sister who sent me your link, and I did. I was like, wow. I have not even met him. I was just about to say, hello, brother, can you? And he said, somebody has done that already. And I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Roots. I'm going to mention your name because you deserve to be recognized on this video. thank you. And thank you to other people who I met on Twitter, who I met on LinkedIn, that nominated me and shared the link to people. Thank you. I love you guys and I appreciate you. So we are coming to the end of the nomination link, and I would say that on the nomination experience of my book, and I'll say that in life, be your biggest supporter. If you're surrounded by families that don't support you, if you're surrounded by colleagues or church people or people close to you that don't support you, be your biggest supporter. Be somebody who goes the miles, extra miles. Don't let any disappointment, don't let any obstacles or any challenges make you from not doing that achievable things that you can do. Keep pushing, keep striving. One day, your work will be noticed, your work will be recognized for good. It may be the most little simple thing that could eventually be a great thing. Thank you so much for watching my experience of being a nominee of my book, A Simple Life by Literary Guide Book Award event. And I'll see you guys in another series. And thank you for watching today. And I hope you learn one or two things from this experience. And I'm very sure that by the time some people watch this, some of them might feel guilty. Some of them might learn from this. And some of them might know that life is important to be kind. You don't need to be a terrible man being. You don't need to be a bad person. Be a good person. Because being good is a good thing. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.